Hello there, Hamza. My name's Andrew, and I work here at IELTSpodcast.com with Ben and the others. Thanks for submitting your trial essay correction on international marketing. This is a great way to test students' topic-specific vocabulary on globalization, to see whether you can extract ideas about cultural erosion and about the benefits of international marketing as well. As well as this, we look for proper structure, which I can see already you have good paragraphs. But there is an agreed academic format that we're trying to write in. The purpose of an IELTS Task 2 is to measure your ability to participate in English-speaking academic environments, professional places, universities, that sort of thing. So you need to be able to express your thoughts clearly and competently. But if you want to make significant improvements to your writing, it takes repeated corrections over time. Only in this way can you learn how to spot your own mistakes in order to stop making them in the future. But first, let's work through your essay sentence by sentence and see if we can offer you some corrections. So some argue that international marketing can be an invasive tool to be used in a certain country. I would say can be seen as invasive to the target country, or the country in question. A certain country, I see what you mean, but it's not quite specific enough. So we should change that up a little bit, and use fewer words here as well. In English academic writing, it's always better to use fewer words to say the same thing. This is the core of precise writing. So as well, another thing is we're not really concerned as to whether it's rude here. Invasive and intrusive is more about, it's more aggressive than that. To be rude is to bump into someone in the street and not say sorry. But to invade someone's country with ideas that aren't welcome is much more aggressive. So we need to change this word to... Actually, we could just use intrusive. We've used invasive here. Invasive and intrusive are both used in the question, so we could just use intrusive here. It can be intrusive to tell people in another culture what to buy. I agree. However, others view it as a valuable instrument that can facilitate the globalization of ideas and cultures, while having good economic outcomes. While this AL at the end is correct, it's frequently accepted just to say economic outcomes. We are going to discuss both points of view and illustrate why the latter one outweighs the first. So latter, L-A-T-T-E-R, one outweighs the first. You don't need this either. Why the latter outweighs the first. In the age of globalization and intercontinental companies, there should be a comma. We separate subordinate clauses with a comma. We separate full sentences with a full stop. So in the age of globalization and intercontinental companies, it is still a common complaint. Okay, so this needs to be all one sentence. In the age of globalization, or just in the age of intercontinental companies, it is a common complaint that international marketing can be a breach of privacy and an obvious intrusion to the way in which people live. Then I would expect you to expand your thoughts here. The general sentence at the start opens the topic. So this sentence here tells me that this paragraph will be about the fact that marketing is a breach of privacy and an obvious intrusion. So now you need to tell me how that is true. And then give me an example that supports your thoughts. And then explain the whole paragraph. So the academic structure of a paragraph is to use 4 sentences, roughly, to introduce an idea, to expand with your thoughts, to support your argument with a real-world example or a study or something that proves you correct. And then at the end, a nice thus or therefore to show that essentially you were right. This is my point, this is what it all means. So this is a decent example of how something can be considered annoying or irritating. Take, for example, internet advertisements that appear on social media pages, or that constantly appear on social media pages, which are frequently considered an annoyance as they try or as they make an attempt to change your mind about a given product or company. Therefore, it is clear that people frequently find international marketing annoying and intrusive. And here, there are two words, not this one, sorry. There are two words that I absolutely cannot stand in academic writing. And that's the word absolutely is the first one, and obviously is the second. We can never speak in absolutes. We can never say that something is absolutely true or absolutely false, because the nature of academic writing is to be making an argument, is to be saying, I think this is true. And in order to do that with credibility, we have to introduce an idea, expand it, justify it, and explain it. So what I would say is, on the other hand, the importance of this type of marketing cannot be overlooked. And then I would use a full stop and say, the economic and cultural benefits of the countries concerned. Here we want to talk a little bit about what the economic and cultural benefits are. So this type of marketing incentivizes the economic and cultural prosperity of the countries concerned. For example, the astonishing spread of the American lifestyle can be largely attributed to the widespread impact of American global corporations, such as, you don't need a comma before such as, so you can just say, impact of global corporations such as Apple, McDonald's. Don't use ambiguous terms like this. If there's another company example to use it. If not, don't. But these sorts of things like and so on and others, etc., etc., they basically just say there is something else to say, but I can't remember what it is, or I can't be bothered to write it. So don't use ambiguous terms. Likewise, the effect of highly famous media outlets such as Facebook and YouTube. I would say the effect of famous media outlets like Facebook and YouTube is to promote the popularity of American products, language, and way of thinking. In conclusion, both arguments are valid and well supported with evidence, but in this age and time, we should all acknowledge the positive effects of globalization and international marketing, both economically and culturally. Slight spelling error there. But all in all, that's really good. What you need to do is firm up your academic style, so write in the body paragraph 4-sentence structure. Don't speak in absolutes, and try not to use words like obviously. Try to explain fully and convey your idea. But if you would like to continue receiving corrections in this manner, where I essentially sit and point out all of your mistakes, you can subscribe to our course, the link to which is in the email I sent you. I do hope to be seeing some more of your work coming through soon, Hamza. I think we could make some great improvements. But until then, have a wonderful day. Bye bye for now.